President, welcome.
Please be seated. The Cabinet Secretary for Cooperatives MSMEs Development, Simon Chebugui. The Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, the Honorable Nturi. Principal Secretary is present. The Acting CEO of Coffee Exchange, Liz Pandungu. Other coffee stakeholders, distinguished farmers, and traders, good morning. God is good and all the time. On this momentous occasion of our coffee farmers, I bring you greetings from His Excellency President William Ruto. It is indeed a historic day for the coffee farmer as I ring the bell marking the reopening of the Nairobi Coffee Exchange auction. The bell we ring today signifies the small-scale farmer who has been toiling and sweating for peanuts will meet the buyer and negotiate the price of their coffee, not through middlemen, not again. Indeed, the journey to putting money to where it belongs, the pockets of the farmer, is firmly on course. Among a raft of other changes, it is also a milestone as the direct settlement system through the Cooperative Bank of Kenya has been implemented to ensure the farmer is paid on time. County governments will license millers, while the auction will be under the Capital Markets Authority for stronger governance. On the other hand, the Agriculture and Food Authority will license the buyers. This is just the beginning of delivering the coffee subsector reforms, which began as President William Ruto instructed me under Executive Order number 1 of 2023. The reforms we are undertaking are based on the resolutions of the Coffee Subsector Stakeholders Conference, which I convened and chaired in Meru in June. Distinguished guests and traders, agriculture is at the heart of the Kenya Kwanza administration's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The sector is employing more than 40% of our population and over 70% of the rural people. It is immensely contributing to our economy directly and through interlinkages. Coffee was once a pride of Kenya, fetching us foreign exchange earnings. But the capture of the subsector by cartels and brokers, the crop has lost value to the farmer as it benefited those who worked least. It is one of the reasons production has dropped from an average of 130,000 metric tons in the late 1980s to as low as 34,000 metric tons. We want to boost the crop production per bush in the next 1 year as we target at least 200,000 metric tons by the year 2027. This will boost our foreign exchange earnings and contribute to sustaining a stable economy. That is why we have set aside funds for subsidized fertilizer, the Coffee Cherry Fund, besides enhancing the capacity of the Coffee Research Institute. Distinguished traders and farmers, during the Coffee Stakeholders Conference, it was recommended that the Coffee Board of Kenya be re-established. It was recommended that the new KPCU be redesigned for farmer-centered operations. We are reforming these agencies to serve the farmer better. To avoid being held at ransom by brokers among other functions, the government is working on a very clear strategy to forestall blackmail by the cartels and the brokers. As we also work on value addition and marketing coffee through specialty coffee route, our interest and focus remain in the farmer, especially in the smallholder earning more at the international market. I wish to assure our farmers that the reforms are unstoppable. With the support of the Ministry of Cooperatives, Agriculture, Trade and Parliament, we are aligning legislative and administrative frameworks for sustainable reforms in the subsector. I therefore ask the actors in the subsector to take measures to comply with the raft of reforms we are making, because we shall not retreat until the farmer become the king once more. I just want to emphasize, for the avoidance of doubt, that reforms in the coffee subsector are unstoppable, and we are on course. There will be policy, administrative, and legal reforms towards making sure the farmer is at the center stage and the farmer gets commensurate earnings for his sweat. And I want to say, the President and I, and indeed the rest of the government, know that this fight is not easy. We are well sized of that reality. We are sized. And we have already seen a fight back. The cartels are fighting back. We have seen sponsored newspaper articles with the cartels in cohort, with the media trying to create a picture that there is a crisis in the coffee subsector. Indeed, there is a crisis. The only crisis that is in the sector is as the brokers and the cartels are fighting back to continue getting what is not due to them, and the government, the Ruto administration, insisting that the farmer must be adequately compensated for his sweat. That is the crisis that we face. So we are saying we are ready, and as we embark on these reforms, we knew there will be a serious fight back, but we are prepared, and there is no turning back. And the administration that will sort out the issues in the coffee subsector is this administration led by Dr. William Ruto. And we are determined, and I want to assure our farmers to remain calm and to continue increasing production, to continue taking care of their coffee. As last Sunday, our Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Government Administration, Professor Kithure Kindiki, has issued instructions to the National Police Service to provide 24-hour armed security to all our coffee factories to protect our coffee from theft. Again, we are aware of the collusion between these cartels and people in various institutions to try to forestall these reforms and try to portray that the government doesn't know what it's doing. We have interrogated this matter. We sat with the farmers for 3 days, and the farmers told us what they want, and we'll do what the farmers want, and nobody will stop us from doing what the farmers want, and ultimately, the Kenyan coffee farmer will be the winner. Next month, I'll lead a high-level delegation to Colombia for the World Coffee Conference, again, as a way of trying to understand the international market and connect the farmer directly to the consumer of coffee across the world. We'll be soon be calling our ambassadors and high commissioners home for debriefing so that we align them to the Kenya Kwanza plan. And we have announced repeatedly that we are changing the approach to our foreign policy. Our ambassadors, our high commissioners across the world, 70% of their work will be to market Kenyan produce, including coffee. So I want to say the future looks bright. We may have challenges here in the beginning, the first 1 year, 1.5 years, and I want to ask the farmers to be prepared that it will not be easy, it will be messy, it will be ugly, but the outcome will be beautiful, and the farmers will smile all the way to the bank. That is a promise that I want to give you on behalf of government, on behalf of President William Ruto, that there is no turning back. We are going to walk this journey together. And the auction here today, where the farmers are now participating, is the first step towards getting the farmer right in the center of the coffee subsector and all its operations. With those very many remarks, it is now my pleasure to ring the bell so that we can start the trading CEO, come and guide me what we need to do. So tuanze hii maneno ya hapo.
His Excellency now is going to be part of the farmers. No, he's a farmer now. So thank you. We can now take our seats.
Waendelee vile likuweko, wakiendelea hii mabadiliko tutakataa kununua kahawa, but there's no problem. Hata mkataa kununua kahawa iko shida gani? Serikali inajipanga. Tunatayarisha pesa. Wakisema wanunui, serikali italipa wakulima, tuweke kahawa kwa store, tuitafutie soko. There is no problem. Hakuna shida hata kidogo. So sisi tutashika shingo. Mtavumilia mateke? Mko tayari? Hii watu ni kali, lakini tutapambana na hawa. Unajua sasa ni kung'ang'ana na watu wamekuwa wakituibia. Tunawaambia hapana, hii pesa mnakula wacha iende kwa mkulima, ndio mwenye kahawa na ndio mwenye kutoa jasho. Shamba ni lake, wafanyikazi ni wake, mbolea ni yake, yeye ndiye mwenye kuchuna, ndio mwenye kupeleka factory. Itakuwaje yule mtu amefanya kazi yote anapata kitu kidogo, yule tu amekuja kuchukua na kupeleka soko anapata kila kitu? Hiyo ni maneno ambayo hayawezekani. Mtavumilia? Tutakuwa na shida kama 1 year. 1 year tutakuwa na matatizo na hii watu. And I want to prepare you. Mvumilie. Mtaweka mshipi kazi, mtakaza. Maneno ya hii watu watatuumiza miaka yote. So ni mzuri tupigane 1 year, 1.5 years maximum. We sort out this problem once and for all. Mkulima apate soko, auze direct kahawa yake, because ukiangalia ile bei kahawa inanunuliwa Ulaya na ile mkulima anapata, unaona aibu. So hii watu iko katikati ya mkulima na mwenye kukunywa kahawa. Hii watu ndio tunataka tuondoe. Na lazima watupige mateke tukijaribu kuondoa. So itakuwa ni kung'ang'ana. Lakini mimi na rais tuko tayari. Sijui kama nyinyi mko tayari? Wakulima mko tayari? So hata wakifunga mvumilie. Unajua watajaribu kufunga soko, ati ndio sasa turudi pale tuwakubalie wachukue kahawa na ile bei wanataka. So sisi kama serikali tumeanza kudiscuss. Tutakuwa na mkutano siku ya Alhamisi na hawa mawaziri, tuone kahawa ya mwaka moja ni pesa ngapi. Ndio hii watu kikiumana, sisi serikali tuweke pesa kando. Si ndio? This time we are not giving in. We will not give in to blackmail. These brokers and cartels will not hold the government and prepare to put a fund aside to cushion the farmer in this period when we are struggling with these people. Si hapo iko sasa? Iko tuko tayari. So nyinyi nataka mvumilie. Mkiona propaganda mjue ya kwamba ni hii vita na hii watu they are fighting back. Lakini sisi tuko tayari and we are not letting up. Na nimemwambia hao watu wananunua kahawa 3 or 4. Sisi hatuna vita na hawa. Wakitaka kukaa hapa wakae, lakini walipe mkulima mzuri. Si ndio? Yeah. Wakitulipa vizuri tuko na vita. We have no problem with anybody. What we are refusing and what we cannot accept is for them to buy coffee for a little money, kidogo tu, alafu ile bei wanauza huko tunajua. Then hii faida yote wanakula. Tunaambia usimpunguze hii kukula yenu, mkule kidogo, mkule siku mingi. Iko hajagani mkule kila kitu alafu muumize mkulima. Because production imetoka 130,000 metric tons to 34,000. Because umeua mkulima. Sasa ukiua mkulima hata hii kahawa atatoa wapi? Because mkulima akikosa pesa, anakosa ile imani ya kwenda kwa shamba, si ndio? Kupalilia, kuweka mbolea. Finally, we are also going to do reforms for cooperative sector. Kwa sababu pia hapo iko shida. Wacha tuseme ukweli. Many society officials have been captured by these marketers. Na wamewekwa kwa mfuko, hiyo ndio ukweli. Unajua mimi ni mtu ya kusema ukweli. Hata kama mko hapa, hiyo ndio ukweli. That is the truth. Juzi tumetoa fertilizer ya 3,500 ya kahawa. Society officials wanasema hapana, wacha tununue ile ya 7,000 kwa sababu hapo iko commission yao. Mimi nataka kutangazia wakulima wa kahawa katika Kenya. Serikali yetu imetoa mbolea ya 2,500 per 50 kg bag. Nyinyi wakulima, society officials wakimwambia mnunue fertilizer ya 5,000, usikubali, because we have fertilizer for 2,500 ambaye imefanywa imekuwa subsidized na serikali. Kwa hivyo hata cooperative officials, hata tukisema hii watu ya marketers wabadilike, wakuwe watu wazuri, hata sisi wale tunasimamia societies, we also must reform. So we are going to have reforms. When we are doing the Coffee Act, zitaenda sababa with the Cooperative Act. Because if you deal with one without the other, you are not solving anything. So the two acts will go together, so that we also create good governance in our societies, because we have a governance gap. Pale kwa society pia iko shida. And that is why you find the cost of production is too high, because ile charges imewekwa pale kwa society na kwa factory, it is too much. And that is something else that we are going to address. So it will be painful for everybody. For the marketers, it will be painful. For rogue society officials, it will be painful. But all that pain is worth it. The final beneficiary of that pain is the coffee farmer in the Republic of Kenya. Asanteni sana kwa sababu tunaenda pahali na rais na nimechelewa kiasi. Asante sana. Nimeona trading imeanza. Walikuwa wamesema wataka kuja kununua. Sasa kitu ikiwa kwa soko, you can come. If you don't want to come, si iko wengine. Kwani iko maneno mingi. Kahawa iko kwa soko. Nimeona people are trading. So those who don't want to come because we are having reforms, it's okay. But what we know is that kahawa ya Kenya inatakikana katika soko ya kitaifa. Tukipata pesa ya serikali tununue tuweke store mwaka moja, hiyo watu watakuja hapo wamekimbia bio. Hiyo ndio kweli. And we know. So let nobody blackmail government. Let nobody hold